Hey guys, I think it's about a week now since James Van Der Beek passed away, right? And I was scrolling, I think like yesterday, and I came upon a video um, that really just stopped me when he said, when he was talking about when he was young and how he defined himself as an actor, and that was his identity. Then he got married and he defined himself as a husband. Um, then he had children and he defined himself as a father. I hope you know what video I'm referring to. I wish it just caught me off guard, and I don't have the video. Um, I just, um, I wish I could just kind of post it. I don't know. I'm really trying to see. I'm hoping. I'm paraphrasing, really, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because it really kind of stopped me in my tracks and kind of hit home for me a little bit, because the way he was describing it was that each season of his life, he attached his worth to the role he was playing, if that makes sense. Because then he had cancer, and then that was like the new role. He talked about how it stripped him from things. He couldn't work the same way. He couldn't show up the same way. He had to miss events. He wasn't operating his normal. And then he says something like, when you're left as just a skinny man in an apartment with cancer, and then you ask himself, what am I? That question hit me, because how many of us define ourselves but by what we do, not who we are? When I was younger, I defined myself by plans, right? Career plans, achievement plans, financial goals. But marriage and kids, if I'll be honest, that was kind of like lower on my list. Not because I didn't value it, it's because I just thought that life would unfold accordingly to my blueprint. I thought I knew the order. I thought I knew the timing. I thought I knew the script. I was the one writing it, I thought. But life and God have a way of rewriting things. Now I'm a husband, and I'm about to be in my mid-40s, becoming a father for the first time. And when I saw that video, I asked myself, who am I if the roles change? Who am I if my job changes? Who am I if my health changes? Who am I if the plans don't go how I imagined? And here's what I realized. For most of my life, I didn't feel worthy unless I achieved something, unless I was actually progressing, unless I was proving something. But what he said, and what really settled in my spirit, is this: we are worthy because we exist. Not because we perform, not because we succeed, not because we check boxes, because God already decided we were worthy. And that changed everything. And here's the shift for me. Becoming a husband, becoming a soon-to-be father, these weren't high on my original plans. But now, They're the greatest responsibility of my life. And the greatest honor of my life. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest role I have ever meant to play. Not because it gives me status, but because it gives me purpose. You think you have a plan? But you never really know when God is going to say, it's time. Time to step up. Time to lead. Time to protect. Time to love deeper than you ever have before. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I would have been ready for any of that in my early 20s. Or heck, in my 30s. But now, I feel ready to work. Not just at a job, but at being present. At being patient. At being the kind of husband my wife deserves. At being the kind of father my child deserves. And what hit me about that video is this. If tomorrow something stripped me away of that role, of all my roles, if I couldn't do what I normally do, if I had to sit still and ask myself, what am I? I don't want the answer to be empty. I want the answer to be, I am worthy, I am chosen, I am responsible, and I am called. And right now, my calling is clear. Husband, father, leader of my home. That's not low on my list anymore. That is the list. So if you're watching this and you've tied your worth into your title, your income, your achievements, your status, let me tell you something that I'm learning in real time. You are not your role. You are not your job. You are not your success. You are worthy because you're here. And when the next chapter comes, whether it's marriage, parenthood, healing, rebuilding, don't question if you are enough. Ask if you are willing. Because sometimes the plan you have had isn't nearly as powerful as the one God had waiting. And maybe, just maybe, the role you didn't prioritize ends up being the one that gives your life the most meaning.